take a minute to go over the DNetEvents program, which is one of 5 different programs that we have under the network. Under Dynamis International, it consists of our DNet TV, as well as DNet Events, DNet Speakers, DNet Strategy, and the Association of Sales Supply Chain Professionals. We're specifically going to be covering DNet Events, and I'm just going to be going over the agreement, what some of the benefits, pros and cons, and so forth are. In a traditional event-based organization, whether you're an association or an organization, maybe a trade organization, a chamber of commerce, and so forth, typically the way that events are managed, obviously, is you have a resource internally that's required to go out and solicit and secure speakers, as well as vet them, check references, and make sure that you're picking the right speakers for your event. There's obviously a lot of cons associated with that. 1, it's expensive. 2, you may not be leveraging the proper talent in order to be able to make the right decisions for the organization. In addition to that, another major issue is the fact that most organizations don't have a very clear plan for their entire education-based marketing strategy. So they will often bring in one speaker that talks about financial planning and another speaker that talks about search engine optimization, and then they'll bring in a social media marketer, and then they'll go back to an attorney about contracts, or they'll go to an entrepreneur, and then they'll bring in a motivational speaker, and so forth, and there's really no progression. A lot of things go wrong with that. One, from a marketing standpoint, you're always starting from ground zero. You're always starting from the bottom of the barrel every time you have to fill one of these events. Also, people don't have the ability to really gain momentum from an education standpoint. So it's not a great way to give your network or your attendees or your members the most valuable approach to education. Education has got to be sequential. There's got to be, they have to have time to be able to learn the information, have some experience-based or activity-based education. Then they need to be able to go back to the business, apply what they've learned, and then come back and get some more. But there's got to be a sequence to it. So benefits to joining DNet Events. I'm just going to go through these and kind of give you an idea of how we can combat some of those weaknesses and make you a little bit stronger at improving the effectiveness and overall logistics and organization of event-based marketing, as well as increase attendance from building momentum through a series-based program, as well as ultimately provide more value to those attendees who are attending your event. So first thing is you get to outsource the locating, vetting, and selection of speakers to our team of experts here at DNet Events. Our team of experts, that's what they do. They specialize in locating, developing, managing, promoting speakers within the sales supply chain industry. Our network of professionally trained and certified speakers represent over 1,000 different topics. Those topics are focused primarily around technology, strategy, and behavior. So if you need something that is more motivational, then you'd be in the behavior environment. If you need something that's more strategic, then you'd be under the strategy division. If you're looking for technical, then we can do that too. Some primary areas they focus on is helping companies decrease the cost of acquisition for new customers, increasing sales, retention, referrals by leveraging technology. Also, some examples within the strategy environment may be executing effective business development strategies, both personally and professionally. And then, of course, there's a lot of different opportunities under the behavior area as well. Our in-house team of experts also includes a digital marketing group, including video, content, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, and social media marketing. So we have a lot of talent to be able to help you promote those events. Of course, we're going to focus on improving your speaker content by creating a comprehensive strategy to defining your topics. We actually have a lot of thought process and logic that goes into a progressional event. Now, during the event, in addition to that, we have feedback mechanisms to be able to make real-time, real decisions on the next speaker, the next topic, the delivery, the method, and so forth, based on real-time information and feedback from your network. So there's very sharp approach to the business intelligence and the analytics as far as how well the events are received, and allows us to make changes very quickly as necessary. Additionally, as I mentioned earlier, you're going to increase attendance and membership through planned progressional training and educational sessions. Think of this more like a television show. If you're watching Glee, then they're going to talk about what they talked about last week. They're going to go through their presentation, and then they're going to talk about what you can expect next week and why you don't want to miss it. So the goal is our speakers, they know what your goals are, and it's their job to really help you get people interested in bringing their network, their customers, their strategic partners, their team members, and so forth to the next event. And that's progressional event marketing. Next, we're going to improve value to the membership and organization as well as attendees by providing ongoing training and development that's designed to help them increase sales by mastering the sales supply chain environment as it relates to technology, strategy, as well as behavior. We're going to reduce cost to your organization associated with allocating resources related to sourcing, vetting, managing, speaker selection, topic selection, collection of all the promotional information. I know I've seen a lot of organizations get frustrated dealing with speakers trying to get headshots and bios and topics and marketing materials. So we'll go ahead and take care of that for you. In addition, we're able to increase guests by leveraging our entire network of speakers, consumers, and businesses. This is done through collaborative and cross-marketing. Every time we hold an event, we have a survey at the end of the event, and that survey identifies what's important to those attendees. And if you have an audience that's interested in CRM solutions or interested in understanding more about how to leverage Facebook or Pinterest or any other type of technology, then we're going to know that. Well, in addition to us knowing that about your audience, we also know that about the rest of the audiences that our speakers speak at. So it allows us to easily invite attendees that may have heard somebody speak in that topic or are interested in hearing that topic in the future. So it allows us to assist you in promotions. And lastly is to improve overall marketing results for your events. And we do this by a very well-planned marketing effort in a digital. So one, obviously leveraging our network of websites, now leveraging our attendees from prior events, our event listings, with obviously a tremendous amount of experience in SEO strategies as well as social media marketing. So there's basically 3 different levels of the membership. Level 1, 2, and 3 are comprised of different benefits. Everything from being listed in our directory, having us make recommendations on your speaker needs, also being able to promote your events on our calendar. Next, we have a speaker series where you're able to select either from 6, 12, 18, or 24 speakers/topics. This allows us to coordinate it any which way you want. So if you want to have one speaker a week or one speaker every other week, or you want to have one online, one offline, one online, one offline, we can basically coordinate any type of presentation and delivery method that you're interested in. Next, it's going to be us promoting the event, social media promotions. We do quarterly strategy sessions with individuals within your organization to help you figure out how to grow your membership, how to grow attendees, how to build your network, and so forth. So you really get access to our senior strategists who are very experienced in leveraging all types of marketing methods to grow organizations. Next, we have our Web Pro. A lot of our organizations, they don't have a way to market their events. They may not have a website, they may not have an event-based website, or they have a website but it doesn't have a blog, it's not connected to social sites and so forth. So we can very quickly get you set up with a marketing website, and that is going to help you with all of your event promotions simply by being able to add events to your network, being able to add broadcast, video, pictures, post-event marketing techniques, and so forth. So everything about event-based marketing is before, during, and after. Before is the promotion of the event. The during is the collateral as far as taking photos, doing Google Hangout, live broadcasting, video, and so forth, testimonials from event attendees. The after is taking all of that collateral and then republishing it out to a blog, to your website, and to the social metasphere as well. And then lastly, we also do live broadcast on those events. So as you can tell, our fee base is very inexpensive, and it's really because our business model is is designed to support you as the organization. Now, next we're going to go into our speaker fees. Our speaker fees are very reasonable, so we're able to really standardize how speakers are charging for different events. Essentially, it's based on the level of the speaker. So we are able to really identify the experience level of the speaker, what the quality is of the delivery of their presentation, how dynamic their topics are, how interesting their topics are, how in demand they are, and so forth. So, as well as what kind of audiences. So what you'll notice here is this chart is going to represent each of the types of speakers. So our entry level, they've spoke to 50 or less individuals, they've spoke to 50 or less events. The audience size is usually 50 or less. They primarily target either employees or small business owners, and their fees are going to range from 0 to 250. Next is basic, and now you're starting to deal with a larger audience. They've had more events, and they're dealing in the mid-sized business environment. Next is mid-tier, same thing, experienced, professional, as well as mastery level. So you can arrange a series. So let's say you picked a 6-month series. You may say, I want 2 of the basic speakers, I'd like 2 of the experienced speakers, and 2 of the mid-tier speakers. Maybe you do 4 workshops and 2 conferences a year. So you might want to have a more experienced keynote speaker or motivational speaker come in for a conference, whereas you may want more of a technical trainer for one of your workshops that happens throughout the year. So it gives you a lot of flexibility to be able to make adjustments. Now, of course, travel expenses need to be included. I will tell you that based on our experience, we obviously understand there's a lot of organizations that might not have budgets for speaker fees. Don't let the speaker fees turn you off or negate interest in the program. If you do not typically have a budget for speaker fees and that's going to prevent you from leveraging the program, please take the time to fill out the request for waiver and give us the opportunity to go back to a series of speakers and see if they may be willing to adjust their fees or see if they'll be willing to accommodate you and go ahead and deliver that presentation. You might be in their backyard, you might have a specific audience that they're really interested in speaking in front of. They might want to use your event strictly for marketing and maybe recording or video and creating materials for their own events. So while our fees are relatively standardized for all of the speakers, as I mentioned before, if you're an organization and you just don't have it in the budget, please don't hesitate to talk to us a little bit about why you are requesting the speaker fees to be waived. And maybe there's some other things you can do. Maybe you can give a membership to one of the speakers, or maybe you have the ability to throw in some additional marketing or advertising, or there's some things you can do to help compensate them for their time and investment in your organization. So go ahead and fill that out if that's something that you need to do as well. Now I'll go into the speaker series. This is DNetEvent Pro. So this really talks more about the marketing plan, which is outsourcing your speaker, outsourcing the planning of the event from a marketing standpoint. We'll do the marketing as well as the live broadcast. Now, how you organize the event, it's very simple. So the first section is a speaker series. This is the number of months you would like to run a DNetEvent series. So let's say you want to do 12 months or 12 events. And actually, it can go either way. So it may be months or events. And then you are going to choose the number of presentations you want to do within that series. So you may pick, I want to have a series that's ongoing for 12 months and I'm going to have 2 speakers per month and I want them to rotate one live, one webinar, one live, one webinar. We just had a hospital that implemented this for a group of surgeons. So that's a great way to stay in front of your membership, be able to continue to add value and not lose momentum. The online programs that we can do allow them to attend the event from anywhere. So if you have people that just simply can't get out during the day or can't get out in the evening or they can't attend the events for whatever reason, then this is going to give you the ability to have those as live broadcasted events and people can attend from the comfort of their office or their home. This also gives you content because we record these obviously, and you have the ability to republish these to your network, to your customer base, your membership base, your associations, attendees, and so forth. The event is simple, so this is going to go through some samples of different topics. As I mentioned before, everything within behavior, strategy, and technology. There's over 1,000 different topic areas, so we really just wanted to talk through some of the highlight ones. So under behavior, we have everything under heart set, mindset, skill set, from behavior, change management, leadership, presentation skills, time management, priorities, management, and so forth. Under strategy, everything from customer service, marketing and sales, legal, operations, finance. So you may want to concentrate more on social media marketing, search engine optimization, video marketing is very popular right now. Or you may go a little bit more technical and want to concentrate more in a Six Sigma environment or project management environment and so forth. So maybe it's an association of web development companies and they need to get better at improving their project management skills and cutting out some waste. So you might want to concentrate more on a Lean Six Sigma environment. So really just depends on your organization. As I mentioned before, you guys have done the work for the longest time trying to plan what is the topic. So we have so much experience dealing with different audiences. Once we are able to interview your organization and ask some questions to give us more insight and information about your audience, then we're going to be able to put together that program for you. And we'll be able to make recommendations on what topics. Also, depending on what experience level of speakers you want, that's going to change how we do this as well. So if you pick someone that might have less experience speaking. So let me give you an example. Just because they have less experience doesn't mean that it's going to be not as interesting of a presentation. So I may have an individual that knows Facebook or knows Twitter inside and out. They're not a great speaker. They wouldn't be considered an experienced speaker, but they are geniuses when it comes to how to navigate Facebook, how to navigate Twitter, and so forth. So your more experienced speaker who's presented to more topics, larger audience, bigger groups, different, and so forth, they may not even know how to log into a Twitter account or log into a Facebook account. So, be very careful in how you frame the level of experience, because sometimes it actually is better to go with someone who might be a little bit less experienced as a speaker, but their technical aptitude or their skills in a particular area far outweigh just speaking on its own. So balance is great. Having an experienced speaker that can motivate an audience, get them excited to move and change and shift and so forth, of course that's incredible. And then on the flip side, consider both. So back to this under technology, hardware, software, cloudware. So we might have a need for servers, backup, hosting, and security. I know in the legal environment, that's something that's a really big deal. In the medical environment as well, there are so many new tools and systems and techniques. You got to be educated. You got to stay on top of it. A lot of times I'll sit down with a law firm and kind of get an idea how they're doing things, what type of technology they're using. Are they using SharePoint or are they using Google Docs? What kind of security do they have? Sometimes it may be a group of financial planners and they have different requirements. So for a group of financial planners that are allowed based on their company rules to be able to participate in social media, they still have to deal with FINRA and SEC requirements, which means they have to be hosting and backing up and keeping records and copies of everything that happens on every social media site for 7 years. So like I said, servers, notebooks, mobile devices, CRM, ERP solutions, social media tools, websites, content management systems, mobile marketing tools, and so forth. Everything under the technology environment, whether it's hardware, cloudware, software, we've got to keep people fresh and informed on what's available. So the topics, like I said, they're vast. Sometimes we have speakers that specialize in certain areas. So maybe you're a association of real estate agents, and you want a focus area to be around social media, but you want them to have had experience in the real estate industry. So this is where you would ask for any specializations. Maybe you want them to be able to offer MCE credits or credits for legal. So this is where you would let us know that as well. Also, if there's any certification needs. So I know that's a lot of information. Basically, as far as getting started, it's very simple. Just fill out the application and the services agreement. Once we get this in, we'll set up an interview time with you to go over your organization's goals and expectations. That way we can put our team on identifying proper speaker series for you, putting together those recommendations. We'll present those to you. You guys will receive an individual calendar that will have every one of the speakers confirmed, who's speaking, what dates, all the unnecessary information, and so forth, so you can access everything easily from one location. And in addition to that, after every single event, as I mentioned before, we do take a survey so that we know how well our speakers are performing, what the audience would like to see change in order to get a better result out of the next one, and the business intelligence process of us identifying what we can do midstream, real time, during the event series to change the ratings, to change the numbers, change the results, and to get better performance. We do it consistently. So this is something, obviously, we have the data solutions to be able to do that, as well as the experience and the business analyst experience as well, to be able to mine that data and determine how we need to shift or change. So, if you are an organization or an association or maybe a company who wants to stay in front of your customers and you want to hold educational events in order to bring them in, provide additional value, increase retention, increase referrals, get them to introduce you to your network, all of these are great opportunities for you to get involved with DNetEvents. In addition to all of the marketing value and benefits you get from belonging to the organization. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. We've got a team of people here that are available to support you and your organization as you get set up. Other than that, let's make it a killer year and bring in some great speakers, have some excellent events, grow your membership, increase retention, increase referrals, and decrease all of the headaches that go along with having to manage this by yourself. You're not alone anymore. So I hope this is informative. Again, if you have questions, please let us know. Other than that, we appreciate it, and you can get more information at www.dynamis, DYNAMISINTL.com, dynamisinternational.com. Thanks again.